Hello, welcome back to Saving Sunderland Live. I believe this is episode 7. Starting life in the Championship, we've been doing fantastically well, and I'm hoping that we can continue that run of form today. As you can see, the first few games have gone absolutely brilliantly. 7 games in the league, 2 games in the cup. We are looking pretty solid right now. The only defeat coming against Sheffield United away from home, which, you know, you can't really complain about. A newly relegated side. We can't beat everybody. If we can keep this, going, I will be absolutely delighted. No worries so far. See you in about 40 minutes. A lot of games to get through today. I'm hoping to get pretty close to the January transfer window, or as close as we can possibly get. But we're going to get straight into it today. QPR away from home, they are currently sitting at bottom of the table with 0 points. So who wants to bet that today's the day that we get beat? Well, we'll go into the game. This is how we're going to start with Kieran O'Hara in goal, Ivan, Kalisa, Armini and Jose Gomes in the defence, George Dobson and Ballymumba in the centre of the park, Jack Clark, Marchwinski, Batista Maya and Esposito leading the line. We do have Andre Anderson on the bench. Neither of them have really made that position their own right now, but I'm hoping that maybe Marchwinski is the man. Hello, Comedy Gamer 365. How you doing, mate? So here we are. We are away from home, so it is going to be a difficult tie, but with QPR losing all 7 of their opening 7 games, I'm hoping we can get 3 points today. We will kick off and see how it goes. We will stay... Oh, didn't make time to push forward. We will stay attacking for the time being. I have messed with a few of the settings in the stream, so let me know if there is any issues. First highlight of the game comes 20 minutes in. It's QPR on the attack. Asai Samuel gets dispossessed by Ivan and Jack Clark can come away with it for us. Bombing down the middle. He sets through Esposito at a tight angle. Oh, he's offside. Seb. Gotta watch that line, mate. Watch that line. It was a good finish. Hopefully a sign of things to come from Esposito in today's stream. QPR on the attack now. Fran Villalba, our former player. Of course, at Birmingham City. Plays a man in on the edge. Oh, Ryan Mannon gets his first goal of the season. Puts QPR 1-0 up. A little bit disappointed with that. QPR bottom of the league. But they do a number on us there. Hopefully our boys can bounce back and bounce back quickly. Only 5 minutes to go in this first half. It hasn't been too jam-packed. Hopefully the second half will be a lot better. But even better than that, we'll be getting an equaliser now. Ballymumba. He's just the boy. He doesn't have the attributes that some of the players that our team have, but he's certainly putting in the performances in that central midfield role. Fantastic stuff by Jose Gomes. Esposito nods it down, and Ballymumba on the half volley buries it. 2 minutes to go before half time. We have ourselves another highlight. Please don't concede. Kadlec cuts in from the right hand side for QPR. Switches it to Sai Samuel on the left. Good job by Ivan Lopez. Can Jack Clark get there first? I don't think he's going to, but he does pinch the ball after Barbier does a bit of a sloppy number and Jack Clark goes close. That's going to be it for half time. I'm relatively pleased with how the boys are playing. Obviously that goal wasn't the best to have conceded. I will assertively tell them I'm not happy though. That is purely a tactical thing to G them up. Half an hour to go. Show some passion, boys. I want a win from today's game, not a draw. Even away from home as Jack Clark comes down with it on the right hand side, and Jack Clark. Oh my god, what a goal that was, my son. His 3rd goal of the season from the right wing. He's been, I mean, we're paying him an awful lot of money in his wages, but he's been worth it so far. Clark bombing down, great finish, top bins, absolutely no chance for the goalkeeper. We will just go down to a counter-attacking side, actually. They have went pretty attacking there. We are going to change the way we play just slightly. Go a little bit more direct and up the tempo with our counter-attacking style. The changes haven't made an effect yet. QPR. Ooh, saved by O'Hara. Easy in the end. It was a poor strike. Doesn't look like the highlight is over either. Just don't do anything stupid, lads. Long ball over the top down the right-hand side for Ivan Lopez. He whips it in. It's cleared by Kadlec, and now QPR are going to counter. Fran Balamba sets away Marriott in behind the defence. A little bit nervy. 20 minutes to go. We'll look to make changes. Nobody's particularly having a bad game out there. Ivan's not playing at his best, but we don't have McLaughlin on the bench. Andre Anderson we can bring on for Marchinski in the centre attack midfield role. Batista Maya with the corner. Kalisa gets his head on it at the front post, but he can't get it on target. "10 minutes to go. It does look like we're on top in this game, but you've always got to be wary, particularly away from home. We're going to bring on Lyndon Gooch on that right-hand side. We're also going to get Denver Hume on for Jose Gomes. Couple of fresh legs in the defence. Batista Maya with a free kick. Plays it in. Oh, that's such a sloppy way to lose the ball. He could have just went for the strike. Borland coming down the left for QPR. Back to Manning. Win this. Denver Hume wins it. Batista Maya. He can beat his man. He sets away Esposito, who is in behind. Good save by Lumley. Tight angle. Not expecting him to score from that sort of position. Batista Maya with the corner. Can we do some damage from a set piece? Esposito was there and it goes just over the bar from the corner kick. 4 minutes to go. Can we hold out for a 2-1 away win? They are bottom of the league, but it'll still be a massive win for us as a newly promoted side. And there we have it. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Sunderland AFC 2. And we will take that all day, lads. Cardiff at home next. We are keeping up with the big boys in this league, West Brom and Newcastle. We are joint top with West Brom on 21 points. Newcastle 2 points behind us. We, of course, will be playing Newcastle in today's episode. A big derby. They very much have a better playing squad than we do on paper. But, of course, we all know the game is not won on paper. That is our 6th straight win in the league. Absolutely fantastic start in the first 8 games or so. Hopefully we can keep in touch with the likes of West Brom, the likes of Newcastle, who will be challenging for automatic promotion come the end of the season. And we do have that £7 million sitting there in the transfer kitty if we do need to strengthen in the January transfer window, which if we are competing for automatic promotion, I think we are going to have to look to strengthen. Esposito not on the scoreline in today's game. Hopefully he can get one today against Cardiff City. They are currently sitting in 9th, so they look likely to be a team who might end up challenging for the playoff spots. We are at home though, so I do favour us. Don't see much point in changing our starting 11 after that game. They played pretty well. We will bring Conor McLaughlin onto the bench though, as he's our backup right back, and it's often a place where we need to make a change. I'm also going to take Lyndon Gooch off as well for Josh Scowen. It's often I want to take off George Dobson, but I don't really have the men on the bench to be able to do it, so Josh Scowen could be George Dobson's replacement should it be needed. And Cardiff with the 4-4-1-1. Looks like they'll be playing a counter-attacking tactic. Alan Halilovic in the central of midfield. Not quite the player he was on years gone by on Football Manager. Junior Hoylett very much the same. Vassell up top. Isaac, very fast striker, but that's basically all there is about his game. We are already sitting, we're not sitting deep, but we are on a standard defensive line. So I'm not too concerned by his pace right now. We do have Armenian playing in that centre-back who's pretty fast. We do have a highlight straight from kick-off. Jack Clark down the right, whips it in. Batista Maya. It's pinched off his head by Leandro Bacuna. We do keep possession though with Marcinski. Out to Clark, out to Ivan Lopez. Back to George Dobson. Keeping possession well. It's the kind of thing we do pretty well, keeping possession in the midfield. But he is the Vassell pace that we were talking about earlier on. He gets past Hans Olsen. He's not as fast as Armeni, Hans Olsen, so we might have to get Armeni to man mark Vassell if it becomes too much of a problem. Not a bad first 20 minutes, not a great one either. Highlight for us, hopefully. Jose Gomes takes over. Esposito in the box, can he turn? Goes back to Ivan Lopez. And Ivan Lopez, our right back, gets his first goal of the season. A good 20 yards out there as well. See this in 3D. Jose Gomes picks it up. Esposito back to Ivan Lopez. About 25 yards out with his weak foot as well. And he puts us 1-0 up 20 minutes in. I've been really, really impressed with Ivan Lopez. Obviously went against the grain in terms of the age of him. He is 26. I usually only sign players under the age of 23, but for the price we paid, 400k, he's been phenomenal in the league this season. Jose Gomes does look like he's picked up a knock. We'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully it doesn't develop into a full-fledged injury. It's looking pretty even, today's game. We'll go positive from attacking. We don't need to be committing so many men forward right now. We can afford to sit back a little bit. Let Cardiff City come at us. And see what they do. They're playing a balanced formation now rather than a counter-attacking one. Maybe as a reaction to our positive change. Highlight now. Vassell gets dispossessed by Jose Gomes. Can we play it calmly out from the back? O'Hara sits on his line, waits for the ball to come to him, and that was the highlight. Jose Gomes, Ballymumba gets dispossessed by Mendes Lane, and he can come forward down this right hand side. He's acres of space to run it now. He drives into the box. Thankfully, his finish isn't too great. With 25 minutes to go, we will look to take off Jose Gomes. He is struggling in terms of his condition. He's on a yellow card. No need to take the risk when you've got the likes of Denver Hume sitting on the bench waiting to get into the 11. Esposito drives forward, finds Marcinski in the box, and he gets his first goal of the season, sorry. Not his second. Our second goal today. Sunderland 2, Cardiff City 0. Esposito, 2 assists today. So he might not be on the score sheet, but he is definitely providing us with some killer passes in the final third. Another highlight now. Cardiff City pinch the ball in their own half. They can't spring the counter though. I always find it weird when people play defensive formations and then play out on the counter. Unless you've got a very strong solo striker who can hold up the ball and invite the midfield to push up. It's not going to work. As Ballymumba gets his 6th goal of the season from central midfield. I'm not sure how many assists that is for Batista Maya, but he's been pretty good on that left-hand side. If I can sign him permanently, I definitely will look to explore that. Hello, Iran. No Esposito goals yet so far. We're only into our second game. He does have 2 assists though, so keep your eye out. He will be scoring today, of that I have no doubt. He's Jack Clark's in behind. I tell you what, it's elementary. Cardiff City cutting their defence open pretty easily right now. Batista Maya cutting in from the left-hand side. Ballymumba getting himself involved again. Marcinski with the killer ball. Jack Clark with a good finish. Tell you what, lads, I am very much enjoying this championship season. Our lads are playing incredibly well. We will look to get Ivan off. We'll bring on Conor McLaughlin. We do want to save Ivan's legs. Jack Clark will bring off for Antonin, our backup striker who can play up right side of the midfield. So we will look to give him game time there when we can, because he has been a little bit of a waste of 800k. And that is going to be it for the match. Sunderland 4, Cardiff City 0. 2 wins out of 2. Millwall away from home up next. Can we make it? 3 wins out of 3. West Brom keeping up the pace, as are Newcastle. Fulham 5 points behind us in 4th. Sitting in this position 9 games into the league season, you've got to think playoffs is a must now. And we want to be challenging for automatic. It'll probably end up taking some wheeling and dealing in the January transfer window, I think. We do have a decent quality squad. It's not at the level where you should be competing for the championship automatic promotion places, but with the likes of Esposito in the team, Batista Maya is particularly good as well. Jack Clark's done okay. And some of the defenders. We do have the skeleton of a team who can get us out of championship. And Ballymumba, he is not very good, Ballymumba, looking at his attributes as an 18-year-old. He's averaging a 7.68 from central midfield. He's now worth £8.25 million. I tell you what, I don't even know if I would take £20 million from now. I am going to praise his form. Max Power is attracting interest from the MLS. His contract is running out at the end of this season. So do I cash in? Tell you what, we'll try and get as much money as we can from him. But I probably will end up accepting a permanent transfer bid from one of these sides. £1 million for a player who's not part of your starting 11 and who will be leaving the club at the end of the year anyway. Max Power is now frustrated. Easy sorted, mate. I'd be willing to accept 1.1 million, which he is more than happy to agree to. Kalasar, our new centre-half, performed well in training. I would love for his acceleration to get to 11 just so it doesn't look so bad, but probably not going to happen at 22 years old. He's still a very good championship centre-back though. Doesn't look like we have any fresh injury news. George Dobson is suspended for today's game though, so Josh Scowen will come in that defensive midfield role. We do want Conor McLaughlin on the bench. Although, actually, get McLaughlin out. We'll put Luke O'Nien on the bench. He can play right back if we need him to, but he can also play in central midfield. Defensive midfield, he can play everywhere. I think that is pretty happy with that squad. First 11 subs, all doing pretty well. Oh, Millwall, very, very defensive formation, playing on the counter themselves as well. We did dismantle Cardiff City, but it wasn't until we'd already went 1-0 up where we really started to dominate. So we will have a tough game here, breaking Millwall down. They're actually playing defensively, not even got on the counter. Oh, Seb. The shot is blocked by the defender. We need Esposito's first goal of the episode so we can all go wild as Wallace plays the corner in for Millwall. Oh my days, it eventually goes in. Jay Cooper's second goal of the season puts Millwall 1-0 in front 15 minutes in. We'll see this in 3D. He hits the bar, hits the defender. Who is that? Who is that? Who was it who tried to clear and completely a swing and a miss? Oh no. Potential lower leg injury for Sebastiano Esposito. God. If he's out for any length of time, all that chat about automatic promotions to an end. Antonin, his replacement goes close. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wallace goes close for Millwall. Please, Seb, don't do this to me. Right, well, not a panic. We are dominating possession. But we're clearly not creating that many clear-cut opportunities. G up the boys for the second half. Hopefully we can turn this around. I would honestly take a point out. I would take a point out of this game now. Definitely. Kalesa picks up the ball in the centre circle to Ivan Lopez. To Marcinski. Out to Jack Clark. Come on, boys. Ballymumba. Lovely ball. Batista Maya hits the post. Get there. Yes, Antonin. Who needs Esposito? We've got Antonin. Hello, Matty. How's it going, mate? We've won 2 games so far, Matty. This game, it's not looking so good. We have just equalised, but we've lost Esposito to injury. Hopefully it's not too bad. Half an hour to go in this one. Would I still take a point? Yes, I probably would. I'm not... the bottle's gone. My bottle has gone. Ballymumba picks up the ball in the centre of the park. He can bail us out, Ballymumba, can't he? Batista Maya. He's got the overlap on the left if he wants to switch the player. We are looking to the right, though. Look at this. Oh, they do find the left. Jose Gomes in the box. Gets dispossessed by... Oh dear. Oh dear. Wallace. Terrible shot. Thank God for that. Right then. We're going to put Marcinski on the left hand side. We're going to bring on Andrea Anderson for Batista Maya, who's not having a great game. We're also going to bring on Denver Hume for Jose Gomes at left back. Who, them show some passion, boys. 12 minutes to go. Can we get the winner? Ivan Lopez down the right. Come on, whip it in, son. Oh, he gets taken down. Antonin. Can he be our saviour? He's already scored the equaliser. Replacing Esposito. Antonin. Antonin, my son. His 3rd goal of the season. When did he score the other one? He must have came on as a sub at some point. There we have it. Millwall 1, Sunderland 2. We will now go on the counter. Does invite a little bit of pressure, but I believe they are still playing counter-attacking style as well. Wallace. Oh, it's a penalty. It is a penalty. Our lead lasted all of 2 minutes. Williams steps up for Millwall to level things up. Oh. Sean Williams' 2nd goal of the season levels things up 2-2. Oh. Come on, highlight straight from kick-off, boys. Come on. Need the winner here. We believe in Antonin. He can get his hat-trick. Ivan Lopez coming down the right-hand side. Oh. Andre Anderson. He's got fresh legs, having coming on for Batista Maya. Ballymumba to Josh Scowen. Get onside right back. Oh, we'll just give the ball away. Bradshaw. Whips it to Wallace. Back post. O'Hara with the save. The squad's not too bad, Matty. Not too bad. It's been performing brilliantly before this game. Mahoney with the corner. Wallace. O'Hara claims it. I believe in Antonin Ran. I believe in him. I believe. No. Listen. Having went 1-0 down, I said I would have taken a point. You were unlucky, lads. Now let's see what the damage is to Esposito. Is he going to be missing for a while? Three to 5 weeks. Antonin. You stepped up the last game, son. You're going to have to step up again. He's flying up. He did get injured when we signed him, so a lot of his attributes went down. So that's probably why he's recovering now. He's not a bad striker by any means. But he's no Esposito. He's got big shoes to fill. Big shoes. 4 days till our Nottingham Forest game. I believe it is in the cup. So we kind of... Oh, no. It is. So we can't afford to rest a couple of boys. I'm not going to change too much about the starting 11. But I will rest a couple of them. Just rewind, Matty. They were playing an anti-football tactic there, I'm telling you. Playing defensively on the counter they had. Basically 10 men behind the ball at all times, but it works for them. It's working. It's a big blow to lose Esposito. Sort of been our talisman this year. In terms of the league table after that game, then West Brom actually got beat. They got beat off either Luton or Birmingham. Newcastle leapfrog us and go top of the table. That Newcastle United game is looking bigger and bigger with every game that comes before it. Luton are doing pretty well as well, sitting in 5th. They're our next league opposition. Right. Let's quick pick this and then make some changes. John McLaughlin can come in goal for O'Hara. We will give Luke O'Nien the start at right back. We'll bring in Hancha Olsen, but we'll keep Armani. We'll bring in Denver Hume at left back. We will bring Josh Scowen in and defensive midfield. We're going to keep Ballymumba in the team. Lyndon Gooch on the right hand side. Andre Anderson. Batista, Maya, Antonin. I think that's the squad. That's what we're going with. We'll bring Conor McLaughlin on the bench. Oh, that's it. It is a tactic that works, Matty. Strong defence. More direct. Higher pressure. And as you see, if you can get the set pieces right, you can score a lot of goals with the Football Manager. Right, so we are away from home. We'll go down to positive. Nottingham Forest, I believe, are in our league. No, they're in the Premier League. Premier League opposition, and I've rotated Thiago Silva. Corner. Almost puts Nottingham Forest 1-0 up. I should really look at teams before I face them. We're still keeping the lion's share of possession. Oh, Centurion picks up the ball on the left. Luke O'Nien with a challenge. It falls to him still. I'm going to go to balanced. I might end up being counter-attacking now. Antonin brings the ball down after McLaughlin's kick though. Gets past his man. He shoots Pantilimon with the save. Yeah. Maybe Antonin's the real deal. Maybe. Lyndon Gooch brings down a Pantilimon goal kick. Andre Anderson slips it through for Antonin. Tell you what, boys. I tell you what. Maybe this Esposito injury is not so bad after all. That's exactly how I've got my corner set up, Matty. I believe it's in swinging to the back post and... no. Aye, in swinging to the back post, out swinging to the front post. All aimed at, well, he's actually not on the starting 11. Kalesa, 6'5". But Antonin, half an hour in, has looked absolutely brilliant so far. Putting us 1-0 up. If we can knock out Premier League opposition again, I will take it all day. "20 minutes to go. Denver Hume's looking pretty tired out there and on a yellow card, which isn't great. So we'll take him off. Oh, not for him. For Jose Gomes. Batista Maya can come off as well. One of the few starting 11 players who's stayed in the starting 11 for this game, so we'll bring on Marcinski in his place. Corner for Forest. It's played in. Ferguson wins the header, but McLaughlin is equal to the challenge. Doesn't look like it's going to be the end of highlight. Lyndon Gooch picks up the ball on the right, sets through Antonin. Finish. Oh, good save by Pantilimon. Tell you what, Antonin looks the real deal to me. Lyndon Gooch with a free kick. Back post. Antonin is brought down. And we have ourselves a penalty. Who will be the man who steps up? It's going to be Lyndon Gooch. Come on, Gooch. Bury this. He does so. 2-0 away from home. Premier League side we're facing here. I wish we'd played like this against Millwall. Now we have a time that's just ticking away. We will waste a little bit more of it, bringing on Kalisa at centre-back. Tell you what, lads. That was a great result. Nottingham Forest 0, Sunderland AFC 2. Antonin and Lyndon Gooch with the goals. Antonin having another great game. The games are coming thick and fast, so we do need to be careful about injuries and the like. Only 3 days to go before the Luton Town game. Obviously no mugs sitting in 5th in the playoff spots. But you've got to fancy us at home. They're sitting in 4th now. You've got to fancy us at home. And there's Max Power. He will leave to join Nashville for £1 million. Does leave us a little short. But his contract is running out at the end of the season. He doesn't join till the 10th of February, so we do have the January transfer window to look to replace him in the squad. Three home games coming up all in a row. Luton Town, Blackpool, and then Newcastle United. George Dobson doing very well in training. How is he? Oh, he's improving beautifully. He might never quite be a Premier League central midfielder or defensive midfielder, but he's not too far off. He's definitely a top-end championship player, George Dobson. We have Everton in the League Cup 4th round. Premier League Everton sitting top half currently. That's going to be a massive game. Obviously we'll do our best. We'll probably play on the counter from the very start against them. Right then. Pretty happy with that starting 11. Bring Josh Scowen onto the bench. Nobody's particularly struggling for fitness. Maybe Antonin, but we haven't got a third choice striker. Andre Anderson can play there if we need him to. He does have the good attributes for it as well. He's just not natural there right now. Central midfield and attacking midfield is his bag. But we're going to start attacking against Luton Town and see how it goes. Recognise a couple of the names there in the Luton Town setup. Jack Clark picking up an injury pretty quickly. We're not going to risk him. Going to get him off straight away. We've got Lyndon Gooch on the bench, who has been doing pretty well when he's been given game time. First highlight of the game comes 11 minutes in. Luton Town are on the ball with Lee on this right hand side. Can we get the challenge in? Ballymumba does really well. Batista Maya sets through Antonin. He's in one-on-one. Come on. Oh, he misses. Come on, Antonin. Another highlight now. Batista Maya. Corner. It's cleared. Comes to Ballymumba. Kazenga Luwawa with the challenge, but Batista Maya picks it up again. Goes for goal. It's blocked. Are we going to be first to it? George Dobson is the first to the ball on the right hand side. Back to Kalisa. To Armeni. We do I was just about to say we'll keep the ball well there. Then I had visions. 2 attacking players closing down Armini. Thought he was going to mess it up. Ivan Lopez coming down the right-hand side. Gets past Lualua. Doesn't get past Potts. Come on, whip it in. Marcinski in the box, turning in. Turn. Batista Maya, someone. They are defending with their lives. Highlight now, Marcinski. To Dobson, to Ivan Lopez on the right. Come on, Ivan. Good cross. Or penalty. Anton in. Tell you what, boys. We don't need Esposito. We have Anton in. Ivan Lopez does well on the right hand side. Does get dispossessed but wins the ball back. And Anton in. Bangs it. No messing. Free kick for Luton Town though. It's played in. Collins. Goes close 27 minutes in. Come on. Lyndon Gooch coming, cutting in off that right hand side. Into Marcinski. Batista Maya offers his services on the left. As does Jose Gomes. Back to Batista Maya. Come on, whip it in. Lyndon Gooch lets the ball run. Picks it up. Out Ivan Lopez. Strikes. Good save. Sluga. Good save, the Luton Town goalkeeper. Batista Maya with the corner. He's whipped it in. Khalees there. Almost textbook. Thought they were going to score there. Okay, in with the corner. George Dobson manages to get clear. It's not going to be a highlight. I think we'll go back to a positive team mentality now. We're 1-0 up. We'll try and invite Luton to come at us a little bit more and exploit the space if we can. It's another corner for Luton Town though. Okay, in with it. It's played in. Goes all the way through to James Collins. Shouldn't really go that far. Our defenders should have got rid of that before it got to it. Oh, that's just dreadful defending. Absolutely dreadful. Sunderland 1, Luton Town 1. It started well. Didn't end so well. I want to aggressively tell them I'm not happy. They reacted well to that, so hopefully it'll make a bit of a difference. I don't want to be dropping too many points at home. I know Luton are doing well in the league, but so are we. Batista Maya with a corner. Half an hour to go. George Dobson back post. It's in. No foul? There is no foul. George Dobson with his first goal of the season from defensive midfield. It's whipped to the back post and Dobson heads it just over the keeper. The keeper gets inches away. We'll go from attack and we'll go to balanced. And hopefully now we can start exploiting Luton Town when they start pushing for an equaliser. Another corner. Batista Maya to the back post. Bali Mumba was there. 2-1-2. Navarro. Oh, great challenge by Ivan, but does fall to Lualua. Oh, horror with a save. Jesus. Right, we're going cautious. Is this going to be a highlight? Lyndon Gooch breaks from a Luton Town corner. Batista Maya wins it. Jesus. Lyndon Gooch. That was dreadful. Batista Maya picks up a yellow card after saving Gooch there. 10 minutes to go. We have ourselves another highlight. Lyndon Gooch to Ivan Lopez on the right hand side. Antonins drifted wide. I would like him to get back central if he could. Marcinski to Mumba. Come on, lads. Lyndon Gooch. Get past your man. He plays it to Ivan Lopez. Cross. Whips in. Marcinski's there. Philippe gets his second goal of the season to put us 3-1 up. And surely now that is game over against Luton Town. Ivan Lopez does well with the cross. Marcinski does well with the header. We haven't made any subs and Lyndon Gooch has just picked up a knock. I'm going to bring on Andre Anderson on the right hand side. He can't really play there, but it's going to have to be. We'll take off Ballymumba for Max Power in the centre of midfield. Oh, corner for Luton. Dobson gets rid. Antonin's away. Come on, Antonin. You were 1-on-1 for a little bit, but they do get back in numbers as Jose Gomez takes over. What a finish, my son. His second goal of the season from left back. Another assist for Antonin. Tell you what, lads. This man's the truth. Jose Gomez. I mean, he has a lot of work to do when he picks up the ball. And boy, does he do it. Time is ticking away. It doesn't look like Luton are going for this whatsoever. Sunderland 4, Luton Town 1. I wasn't pleased at half-time. I'm certainly pleased at full-time. First win at home from 3. Can we get 3 wins in a row? Blackpool are currently sitting in the bottom 3, but then we have Newcastle next, of course, who sit top of the tree. So Jack Clark, he's out for 3 weeks. Lyndon Gooch, he's out for 2 weeks. So both of our starting right wingers gone. Antonin gets another man of the match performance with a goal and an assist. Oh, I'm not liking this injury situation. We've lost Esposito, Lyndon Gooch, now Jack Clark. I'm not even sure. I'm going to play on the right hand side. Probably is Batista Maya, Marcinski on the left, and then Andre Anderson playing in behind Antonin. I think that's going to have to be what we do, but we don't have any options off the bench then. So second versus 22nd next. You would imagine it's going to be a comfortable game for us, but when is it ever? You're always going to have nervy moments. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Phillips excited by informed Sunderland. I am as well. Chris Maguire signed for Blackpool in the summer, so we are going to be facing a former man. A player who was absolutely phenomenal for us last season in League One. So none of these players will be returning anytime soon. The board want to extend my contract. I think that's a fantastic idea, lads. Sign me up, boss. We are, of course, at Sunderland for the very long term. For as long as they'll have us. And here is the new deal. Oh. They upped my transfer budget there. Oh no, it's because the max power sale. That's why. No, they're not that generous. Give us a 5-year deal. Give us a 4? I'll take a 3. I'm not arguing with the board. I need them to build me new training facilities, allow me more coaches, allow me more scouts, improve our youth recruitment. There's the signing I nearly made in the summer, Lewis Montenegro, who we of course had at Barnsley. Might be next year. So yes, it looks like my assistant manager agrees our attack is very weak compared to us at full strength. And we've got nobody, absolutely nobody on the bench apart from Max Power who can play in any of these positions. Oh, hopefully we'll go 4-0 up at half time and we can just put centre halves up top or something. I'm not banking on it though, so let's see how we go. Blackpool playing positive football. We are of course playing our standard attacking, what we start pretty much every game with. Not a bad first 20 minutes or so going by the match stats. But no highlights. Here's our first. Batista Maya with a free kick. Andre Anderson. Andre Anderson gets his first goal of the season. He's been incredibly disappointing how he's performed when we've been giving him first team football in behind the striker. But maybe he just needed a little bit of bedding in time. Highlight now, half an hour in. Are Blackpool going to strike straight back? Or are we going to maintain and keep our lead. Andre Anderson picks it up in the centre of the park, finds Marcinski on the left-hand side to Jose Gomes. Come on, Jose, beat your man. He does do him. He finds Batista Maya at the back post, and I tell you what, I love Jose Gomes. He's like a tricky little winger, but playing at left back. I absolutely love him. Completely does his man there, whips in. Batista Maya following it up. Playing in an unusual right-hand side role for him. He's usually playing on the left, but he is natural in both wings. I'll tell you what, I am very, very pleased with how that first half has just went. Well done, lads. Keep it up for the second half. And just nobody get injured. Please. Nobody. They're not having a great game collectively either. All of their defence currently on a yellow card. We will probably end up seeing Blackpool go down to 10 men at some point. Antonin picks up the ball in the centre of the park. He holds it up pretty well. Ivan Lopez to Batista Maya in the box. It goes close. Come on, boys. Get a third. Almost. With 20 minutes remaining, Batista Maya will need to keep fit no matter what happens. So, we're going to take Antonin and put him on the right hand side, which is not what I want to do, but it's what I'm going to do. We're going to put Andre Anderson up front, and we're going to bring on Max Power in attack and midfield. We've got Conor McLaughlin and Luke O'Nien on the bench, who's going to come in at right back for Ivan. And we're also going to bring on Denver Hume for Jose Gomes. No red cards, no injuries. Just see out the rest of this game. Blackpool have offered pretty much nothing all game, so we should be able to grab the 3 points today. And time is just ticking away. Absolutely nothing happening from their end either. Haven't even went very attacking. And there we are. Sunderland 2, Blackpool 0. One more game. Beat Newcastle. And we get our 3 wins at home in a row. And Newcastle have just been beating themselves away from home. Oh no, they drew. Where did they lose? They must have lost earlier in the season. Blackburn Rovers holding them to a 0-0 draw. Where are Blackburn? I'm just being blind. Oh, the 4. I guess that's an understandable result. But we go top of the Sky Bet Championship. If only for a short time, we will take it. I want to see how Madzar's doing on his loan at Newport County. One of our high potential strikers. 4 goals and 4 assists in 13 games is not the greatest, but it's not too bad. Thiago Lopez looks like he's having a decent time of it in League One with Coventry City as well. Batista Maya is the man who gets the man of the match for that Blackpool game. We will rest the boys and we will trudge on to the derby, to the Mags. Ballymumba scoops Young Player of the Month award. Very well deserved. Still improving at 19 years old now. Come on. We need to beat Newcastle. Just from your own pride. Obviously having these injuries going into the game is not ideal. We're going to have an excellent squad. But hopefully them dropping points in the last game might have affected their morale a little bit. And maybe shaken their form. George Dobson again being the best trainer at the club for this week. First versus third, it's not just a derby, it's a massive game at the top of the table. And if we can win this, we really do announce ourselves as contenders for automatic promotion this season. Looks like Esposito is available for today's selection, but I might keep him on the bench. It's risky, but I think I might. We'll stick with the lineup as is. Same team that faced against Blackpool in the last match. Can we get that? I mean, look at this side, man. It's stupid. Guilavogi. He should not be in the Championship. Alan St. Maximin. He should not be in the Championship. They paid 20 odd million for Lys Mousset in the summer. Come on, boys. Let's do one over. Come on. John Joe Shelby in the centre. Sets away Lys Mousset. Kalisa. He's got his number though. Ballymumba in the centre of the park. Tries to find Batista Maya, but we give the ball away to Alan St. Maximin. Gets into the box. I probably shouldn't have been attacking from the start here against Newcastle. His fourth goal of the season. Newcastle 1-0. It's not the end of the world. Batista Maya with a corner. Goes all the way through, and Longstaff can bring it away from Newcastle down this right hand side. Get the challenge in, lads. John Joe Selvey plays it over the top for Lys Mousset, who's in behind. Tell you what, they are looking very, very dangerous. St. Maximin with a corner. It's played in. Ivan Lopez gets it clear. Batista Maya can't quite make it to the first ball. Don't give away a penalty. We'll work it out well. Batista Maya tries to set away Antonin, but he's marked closely by Dummett. Come on, boys. Win this. Oh, he's let it run. Saved by O'Hara. We're not playing particularly well here. Batista Maya with a corner. It's whipped in. It's cleared. Ballymumba goes all the way back to Ivan Lopez. Don't put ourselves under pressure here. Oh my Jesus Christ, Jose Gomes. What was that? We need to say this in 3D. St. Maximin pinches the ball from Jose Gomes. He's got the pace to burn. Hits the post. What was that, O'Hara? What was that? Why didn't you just pick it up? You goblin. Alright, we'll go attacking. Listen, we might as well get stuffed. If we're going to get beat, we might as well go for it. Jose Gomes to Dobson. Out to Ivan Lopez on this right hand side. Gets past his man. Antonin's there. He's not offside. He brings one back for us. Come on, boys. Bring it back. Great play by Ivan Lopez. A clinical finish by Antonin. His 6th goal of the season. Get an equaliser before half time, then I'm happy. Shelby switches the play to the right hand side. Great challenge. Can we get there first? Andre Anderson certainly can get there first. And he's bombing forward. He's taking on the Newcastle defence. He pulls it back. He gets past his man. He shoots. Oh, what a save by Woodman. Oh, so close to getting level. Batista Maya with a corner. Andre Anderson. Oh. We've definitely took the game to them after going 2-0 down. Five minutes to go. Come on, Batista Maya. Oh, Kalisa hits the post. Oh, opportunities are going to miss. We are taking this game to Newcastle. Come on. Half time. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 2. I'm not happy. Let's see how the boys respond to that. We've got Esposito on the bench. I can't afford to bring him on. If he picks up another injury, he's just out for even longer and sort of affects the rest of our season. Batista Maya with a free kick. Plays it in. Oh, Meany. Oh, Meany. We've had the opportunities to get back into this game. 20 minutes to go. Come on, boys. Do it for me. 15 minutes to go. Right. We're going to have to make some changes here. Max Power in attack midfield for Andre Anderson. Denver Hume on for Jose Gomes. Luke 195 and come on. Come on, boys. Can you do this? Sunderland 1, Newcastle 2. We need to go very attacking. Final 8 minutes. We do win it in midfield. Batista Maya does well. Antonin sets through Max Power. Oh, Max. If only we hadn't sold you. Five minutes to go. Looks like time is just ticking away. And we are going to suffer derby defeat in our first game against Newcastle this save. Devastating. We didn't deserve a 2-1 defeat there. Oh, gutting. Absolutely gutting. 14 days till the Fulham game. At least it gives us some time for our injured players to recover. I think we would have won that with a full strength squad. Newcastle weren't all that. Oh. Our first defeat in ages sees us drop to 3rd in the league. West Brom go top of the league. Newcastle in 2nd. Oh, Batista Maya had a good game there, as did Antonin. He's consistently had a good game since Esposito got injured. But Esposito's such a game changer that I can't afford to keep Antonin in the squad even when he's in good form. I need to drop him straight away as soon as Sebi Boy returns. So Madzar's doing pretty okay out on loan at Newport County. 5 goals, 4 assists and 16. 7.06 average rating. 7.1 in the league, which isn't too bad. Antonin looks like he's absolutely flying up as well. He scored 4 goals and 3 starts in the championship. With an assist as well. Oh, there's Batista Maya out. How long was that for? 5 to 7 days. Why is it always our attacking players? I could survive an injury or 2 in the defence. Not so much in the attack. We've only got a couple of months to the January transfer window, and I think we might need to increase the strength and depth of our squad. Even if it's just to bring in an extra player in the attacking 3rd. Whether that's a player, ideally we can play all across the attacking 3. Right wing, left wing, attacking midfield, centre. Not having a 3rd striker is a little bit of a worry as well, but Andre Anderson being able to play there, that's good enough. Esposito resumes full training. Hallelujah. Saying that, he's only got 6 goals in 10 Championship games, which isn't bad. And considering his average rating, it's ideal. But Antonin, he's got a better goals to game record right now. Nah, can't do it. Sebastiano will have to return. There's Ivan, our right back, picking up a little injury. He'll be back after a couple of days. Gooch resumes full training, which is good. George Dobson, once again, being the best trainer at the club for the week. Fulham next away from home. They are currently sitting in 6th in the playoffs. They were one of the favourites for the league title, alongside the recently relegated clubs. I don't fancy us in this game. Now we got beat. Does knock our form off a little bit, and once you lose one, the habit starts to come into place. I hope our boys bounce back. We will have pretty much a full strength squad, I believe, once everybody returns from injury in another 6 days or so. Jack Clark returning. Only a day out with his pulled knee ligaments. He's been very good on that right hand side, so getting him back will be absolutely brilliant. We do have, of course, Lyndon Gooch already returned, and Antonin can play on the right hand side if we do want him to. And the way he's been playing at the moment, maybe he deserves a start on the right with Esposito coming back in up front. Maybe. There he is, he's back. Returns from his injury. Available for the next game against Fulham. We'll see what his match fitness is like. I probably will end up chucking him straight back in at right wing. So if everybody's back fit, be Batista Maya on the left hand side, Jack Clark on the right, and Marcinski coming through the centre. Sheffield Wednesday after Fulham next. They're currently sitting mid-table, so we return to a little bit of an easier game after this one. But both away from home's not ideal by any stretch. Right then, let's see what my assistant manager reckons. So Esposito does return. Batista Maya. Marcinski can start. Andre Anderson drops to the bench. Clark coming out for Antonin. Antonin is starting on the right wing. I'm doing it. Balibumba, George Dobson, Jose Gomez, Armeni Kalisa, Ivan and O'Hara. I want Scowen on the bench. I do want Luke O'Nien on the bench. But for who? Max Power. Let's go. Come on, boys. Let's get back to winning ways. Fulham are going to be no pushovers. Still got the likes of Tom Kearney. Alfie Mawson. Good side. But the way we were playing before the Newcastle game has been pretty special, so I'm hoping the boys can bounce back. But Fulham have a free kick early on. O'Hara with a fantastic save. We will go back to balance straight away in this game. Antonin picks up the ball in the centre of the park. Finds Ivan Lopez overlapping. Whip it in. Oh, he goes for goal instead. I've told him to shoot less often, but he doesn't listen. Antonin! His 7th goal of the season. Does he need to be our new starting right winger? I think he might. He is in some electric form right now. Ivan Lopez doing really well on the right hand side. Disappointing that he shot. Probably should have crossed, but he does find Antonin at a second time of asking. And he buries it. He's got a clinical finish, does Antonin. He's flying up. "20 minutes or so gone. I am maybe thinking about going on a counter-attacking style here. Fulham are keeping the majority of the possession. Armeni to Batista Maya on this left-hand side. Come on, Maya. To Jose Gomes. Worked about well in the midfield, just as long as we don't lose it. Marcinski. Back to Armeni. Jose Gomes on the left to Batista Maya. Come on, whip it in. Go on. This is great play. Antonin's back post. Oh, Antonin. Hello so far. We've won every single game this stream. Apart from the game against Newcastle United just there. We got beat at home against Newcastle, unfortunately. They were just a little bit too good for us on the day. We were severely hampered by injury in the attacking areas. Esposito has missed the past 5 weeks. But our backup striker Antonin's come in and done an excellent job in his place, which is why he's starting on the right-hand side of midfield and not being dropped once Esposito has returned. Antonin has got the goal to put us 1-0 up away from home against Fulham, who are currently sitting in 6th. So it's going okay. It's going okay. Alfie Mawson's first goal of the season levels things up for Fulham. 20 minutes to go. We will look to make our changes. Denver Hume on the left. Jack Clark can come on the left wing. And finally, I'd like to bring on Andrea Anderson in attacking midfield. We will go to a more positive team mentality. Try and retain a little bit more of the possession. Onoma. That was a hell of a strike by Seri. Thankfully, O'Hara is equal to the challenge. He does have the corner this time, though. Andre Anderson clears Esposito. We haven't seen anything from Esposito all game, and we're still not going. Right, we're not keeping the ball anywhere. It's time to go slightly more direct. I'm happy with the point, don't get me wrong. It's a good point away from home against a good side in this league. Time is ticking away. It's not going to happen. Fulham 1, Sunderland 1. A good result, that. It is a good result. Hopefully, so far, back-to-back promotions sounds ideal to me. Although, we're not expecting it. If we end up staying in the Championship for a couple of seasons, that's not the worst thing in the world. Gives us a chance to build up our finances before the big push. And develop some of our permanent players, the likes of Ballymumba, for another season in the Championship, which will be good. Sheffield Wednesday away from home next. They're currently sitting 16th. But as we've seen, any side in this league can cause you problems. Millwall certainly did. Who else did? Who's the first game of the episode? QPR did. They were sitting bottom of the table. We did manage to get the win, but it wasn't pretty. So far. Even as an unemployed football manager, even I wouldn't want the Sunderland job. The Sunderland job's been a poison chalice for many years for many managers. I'm not sure it's good for your mental health. Just ask David Moyes, Jack Ross, Simon Grayson. If I can do it from a computer screen so I never actually go into the stadium, I might consider that. Avoid the fans' ire. Unfortunately, I've stupidly allowed a lot of my first team players to play under 23s football there, which means they are not available for our substitute bench. That's fine. Hopefully we can manage. Full Sheffield Wednesday away from home. Let's see how we get on. We'll start in the attacking as we always do. Looks like we're keeping the possession in this game. Oh, Esposito, man, please. Antonin up top. Batista, Maya, Marcinski can swap places. I can't keep Esposito fit. It's becoming a bit of an issue. Batista Maya with a corner. Whipped in. It's cleared. Armini's going to be the first man to it. It's whipped back in. Marcinski's there. Philippe gets his third goal of the season, this time from the left wing. And he puts us 1-0 up 20 minutes in. It was a good cross to start with. Cleared well by the Sheffield Wednesday defence, but they don't have any men on the edge of the box. And we punish them. Great cross by Batista Maya. Corner this time for Sheffield Wednesday. And they go close. Another highlight now. Ivan Lopez on the right hand side, 23 minutes in. Plays it inside Dobson to Batista Maya. Ballymumba's there in the centre. Two of them. There's two of them here. Look at the switch. We don't need it. Ivan Lopez overlapping on the right hand side. Don't shoot. Plays it back to Batista Maya. Marcinski's there. Tell you what, lads. I think he prefers the left wing. And Batista Maya prefers the right wing, maybe. I wasn't getting these sort of performances out of Philippe playing in behind the striker. "20 minutes to go in this first half. Are we going to break?" Ivan Lopez coming down the right hand side. Bury this. Was a bit ambitious. Our right back. Oh, Jesus. What's happening? Right, we're in a bit of a pickle. Oh. Marcinski's going to go right wing. Jose Gomes is going to go left wing. Denver Hume's going to come on for Batista Maya. That's so ugly. That is so ugly. Come on, boys. Not bothered about more goals as long as we get this win. Our squad is suffering injury-wise. Andre Anderson through to Marcinski. Almost getting his hat-trick. Jose Gomes is going to be the man with the corner. It's whipped in. Khaleesi's back post and he hits the bar. No more injuries. That's all I'm asking for the rest of this game and a win. 3 points is important. But no more injuries. I'm gutted Batista Maya might be out for a while. He's been absolutely fantastic. I am pleased with how things are going so far. I am. We're playing well. Hello, Bosco. How's it going? Come on, Ivan Lopez. Get this whipped in. To Andre Anderson. Jose Gomes' back post. Whew, he gets his third goal of the season from left back. Good assist by Andre Anderson. And we go 3-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday. The boys are playing well. Even a weakened squad. Only about half an hour still to go. We do have one sub remaining. We might just have to save it for the rest of the game. In case we end up picking up another injury. But Jose Gomes playing on the left hand side. He's never done in his entire life. And he gets himself a goal. With 10 minutes to go, we will make the change. We'll bring on Luke O'Nien for Ivan at right back. And that will be our final sub for the game. I'm not doing too bad, Bosco. Thank you very much for asking. Stream's not going too bad. We are Sunderland in the Championship. Haven't been promoted last season. We've won every game so far, apart from 2, I think. No, we drew 1. But the main takeaway is we're suffering with a little bit of injuries. And we got beat off Newcastle. You can certainly ask me a question, Bosco. Can we make it 4-0? 5 minutes to go. Jose Gomes on the left-hand side. Through ball, Antonin. That's beautiful. Oh, Antonin. What season are you in, Matty? Jose Gomes with a corner. Oh, Antonin. Most of my transfer suggestions for the Championship are loan players, though, so... it's not often I splash the cash in the Championship early doors. Jose Gomes to Denver Hume on this left-hand side. Plays it through for Antonin. He's going to have to hold this up and wait for support. Denver Hume whips it in. Luke O'Nien. It's a bar. Josko Gvardiol. I did have him on a save. I think he's a very, very well-rounded centre-back. I'll have to take a look. I think he's already moved on my save. Has he? Yep, he's at Everton on mine. He looks absolutely superb. 18 years old. The physicals like that, even if they never improve, that is spot on for a centre-half. His mentals do need a little bit of work in terms of his concentration and decisions, but that'll come with time. I would prefer him as a central defender all around, not playing him as a ball player. His technicals are good as well. I think he's marking in position under 2 obvious weak spots, but he's an easy Premier League centre-half. He's already started 4 games for Everton this season in the Prem. And at 18, he's only going to improve as well. Got Derby at home next in the next 3 days, so we will rest our players and get there. First season, Matty. terms of loan players, I would certainly look at Andre Anderson. I'm not sure if he's already on loan in the first season or not. David Bitella from Atlanta, centre half. Gonzalo Ramos, attacking midfield from Benfica. I think it's worth having a look at Luis Montenegro. He'll only be 17 or so in the first season, and he might not quite be there in terms of current ability, but he's certainly got the potential. Who else have I enjoyed in the Championship? Jack Clark returns from injury for this game. Batista Maya is out for another 4 days or so, so he's going to miss it. Esposito is out for another 3 weeks, so Antonin goes up top. Submit that side. He sold Gvardiol for £108 million to Man City. I would say that's probably worth it. He's obviously going to be a top centre-back, but £108 million is nothing to sneeze at. You can certainly build... You can probably build a Champions League winning side with that sort of money. Obviously got to be smart, like acquisitions, and maybe not for a couple of seasons, but 108 million for pretty much anybody's probably too much. Sugawara coming down the right hand side, whipped in. It's cleared. Thankfully, our defence is pretty calm and composed about it. Yeah, if anybody else has got any suggestions for Matty for signings in the first season in the Championship, let him know. I believe he's taking on Millwall currently. Andre Anderson, good goal. This is the lad I'm talking about, Matty. If he's available on a loan in the first season, which I'm not sure if he is, I would take a look. It's a good finish by Andre Anderson. Jose Gomes with the assist. Derby County are a decent side in this league as well. I believe they are currently sitting in 8th place, so this will be a very good win. Ballymon with a free kick. Back post to Kalisa. And Branimir, our 6'5" centre half, gets his head on it and puts us 2-0 up. Come on, boys, we need to start motoring. Picking up the wins again. Putting that Newcastle defeat behind us. And start motoring forward. Hopefully returning to the top of the tables. Jack Clark's in behind. Good save by Stevanovic. 20 minutes gone. We are looking by far the better side as Jose Gomes plays in the corner. It's cleared and Buchanan can get rid of it for Derby. He's Mumba with the corner. Kalisa's there. His second goal. His second goal with his head, this time from the corner. A right back and a left back, Matty. First season right backs and left backs. We'll have a look, Matty. We'll have a look. I don't currently have one set up, Bosco. No. You keep your money, mate. I appreciate the offer, though. That's very kind of you. There's something I'll probably end up setting up further down the line. At the minute. It's not even something I really considered either. But thank you for asking about it. Come on, boys. 4-0 up against Derby. Doing pretty well. Against a side who will probably end up competing for the playoffs come the end of the season. Andre Anderson, lovely switch ball for Jose Gomes on this left-hand side. Gets in behind. Antonin. Tell you what, Matty, you could look at Ivan and Jose Gomez to see if they're available in the first season or not. Philippe Brecolo, that's a good shout. Ballymumba goes close. Yeah, he's a very, very good young left-back, Philippe Brecolo. 15 minutes to go. We'll look to make our subs. Got nobody. We'll bring on Denver Hume. We'll bring on Luke 09. We'll bring on Max Power as well. Rest some of our starting 11. 10 minutes to go. This has been an absolute dominating performance. We've put that defeat behind us and we're definitely motoring forward. 2 minutes of added time, run out nice and quickly. Sunderland 4, Derby County 0. And we move on to the League Cup 4th round against Everton. We are at home, so there's always a chance. I wouldn't say there's a good chance, but there's a chance. Jose Gomes is out for 6 to 8 days, our starting left back. All the injuries are really starting to twist the knife. Rest our boys. Only 4 days left to the Everton game. I will be looking to make some improvements to this squad in January, I think. I think now, after the first 16 games or so, we're looking pretty good for the playoffs at the very least, if not an automatic promotion. So I think we've got to gamble. Use the 7 million wisely, maybe try and sign a couple of players who will definitely get us up. Thank you, Bosco, mate. I appreciate that. I would love more subs. I think that's just the thing with Football Manager YouTube. It can take a good while to get going with some decent viewership. But I'm happy with the views I've got. This save with Yo-Yo Man's probably has been one of my most consistent saves. Every single episode's had a good, consistent amount of viewers. For April, the next year, usually viewership at this point in time's pretty much dead for Football Manager content, particularly for a creator my size. So I am really pleased. Like the streams have been going decently well. The watch time on the streams is pretty good. So I'm pretty happy. I would like to try and get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year, at which point I could become a YouTube partner. Batista Mai is not particularly fit for this one. So I'll start Jack Clark on the left, we'll bring in Lyndon Gooch on the right, and then we'll see what we can do from there. We'll bring on Conor McLaughlin on the bench, backup right back. James Garner's really good. I signed him for Birmingham in the Premier League. That was a few seasons in and he was fantastic. Jack Bryn, good signing. Right, so we are against Everton. They are Premier League opposition. We are going to go slightly more on the counter and up our passing directness and tempo a little bit. This is not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination, but hopefully our boys can do us proud and at least not get embarrassed. Richarlison to Kenny on this right hand side. Whips it in. Oh, it's an own goal. It's an own goal. Branimir Kalisa got 2 goals in the last game. Scores an own goal this game. We don't need to see that in 3D. I'm not putting myself through that. How are we keeping hold of the possession? Do we need to exploit that? Maybe go back to our usual style but move to a positive instead of attacking. Digne on the left. Plays it back to Gabaman. So much space on this right hand side, and there is the pass. Kenny bombs in. Denver Hume with a good challenge. He does win it. Clark can get rid. Find Antonin. He does keep it in. Excellent player. Andre Anderson now. Come on, Andre. Find the pass. Not the shot. Not the shot, man. Not the bloody shot. 20 minutes to go in this first half. We haven't played too badly so far. Come on, boys. 5 minutes to go. I believe he's moved to the Premier League, Bosco. Luka Ivansiewicz. I'll have to have a check of him after this game. But I think he's already gone. I think Lovro Maya's moved as well. Alan Hutton on the free is back up. Cyrus Christie on loan from Fulham's first choice. Sounds like a plan, Matty. But we've only got 20 minutes left. Right, Batista Maya. He's not necessarily entirely fit, but we are going to bring him on and risk him. We're going to bring Max Power on for Ballymumba in the centre of midfield. And we're going to bring on Luke O'Nien for Ivan at right back. Oh. We are going to go very attacking. And we're just going to hope and pray. Everton come forward again. Gabamin plays it back to Gomez. 15 minutes to go. If we can pinch this and counter, that would be beautiful. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen as Kenny picks up the ball on the right. Whips in. Kalisa gets rid. Awobi to Sandro. Goes wide. Come on, boys. I mean, even at 1-0, we can hold our heads up high in this game. We've performed pretty well against Premier League opposition. We've already knocked out Nottingham Forest Premier League opposition, so if we can take this to extra time... Antonin. I tell you what, son. Who needs Sebastiano Esposito? I believe Antonin is now top goal scorer. Lyndon Gooch picks up the ball on the right-hand side, whips it in with his weaker foot. And Antonin is that and not at home. 3 minutes to go. I'm still very attacking, aren't I? That might have been a mistake. Pasalic comes forward. Good challenge, George Dobson. He's on a yellow, so he needs to be careful, but we can break. Batista Maya on this left-hand side. Go on, Batista. Oh. Oliver. 5 minutes left. Can we hang on? Digne to Calvert-Lewin on the left-hand side. Nice little through ball there. Cuts inside. Mitrovic is there. He goes over the bar. That is absolutely fine. Tighten up, lads. Tighten up. Oh, come on. Batista Maya. Kalisa. You owe me after scoring an own goal. 2 minutes remain. Calvert-Lewin brings it down on the left-hand side. Come on, boys. Hold out. Digne switches to Kenny. Batista Maya is chasing him down. We're not giving them space. Luke O'Nien. Oh, come on, Antonin. Make yourself a hero. Oh, saved by Jordan Pickford. It's going to be a corner, though. Batista Maya. We've got Kalisa at the back post. I mean, if we concede from this, well done, Denver Hume. Only 15 seconds remaining. This should be the end of 90 minutes. I can't remember if the League Cup... I think it just goes straight to penalties, doesn't it? Yep. Straight to penalties. We'll put 3D on. Let's let the gods decide our fate. Lyndon Gooch steps up. He buries it. Come on, Lyndon. Mitrovic is the man with the first penalty for Everton. O'Hara had no chance with that one. No chance at all. Antonin, he's our hero. He equalised. He got the equaliser. Can he keep us in this? Oh, Jordan Pickford, please. Gomez for Everton. We need a big moment here, O'Hara. Can't get close to it. Can't get close to it. Max Power. Max Power's leaving the club in February, but he still scores his penalties. Kenny. He tormented us a little bit down that right hand side. And he's tormenting us from the penalty spot as well. 3-2 to Everton. We need a score. Andre Anderson steps up. He does score. We need this fella to miss. We need it. O'Hara. Come on, O'Hara. No. It's not going to happen, is it? Going out in penalties to Everton. I mean, it's not the worst result in the world if it does end up happening. Batista Maya is our final penalty taker of our 5. Come on, Oliver. Big moment. We need this. Pickford is in goal. Batista Mai does score. Right, O'Hara. It is all down to you. Are we having some more penalties or are we out? Gvardiol. Hey, Bosco. Gvardiol steps up for the penalty. Come on, O'Hara. Get the save. Big moments. Oh, he goes straight down the middle. O'Hara. Sunderland 4, Everton 5 on penalties. Knocked out after a 1-1 draw. Unlucky, boys. On another day, we're winning that. Who do you want me to check? Christian Lovrich. There he's there. Attacking left midfielder, 24 years old. Looks pretty good there, Bosco. Excellent free kick taking and long shots. Definitely an inside forward. Or is he? Could be an inverted winger as well, I guess. Yeah, it looks like he's developed quite nicely in the first season there. 3 days to go to the Reading match. We will just quickly check Luka Ivansiewicz, see if he has moved. Yeah, he's went to Schalke on mine now, Bosco. Worth 27 million. Schalke ended up paying £14 million for him. Right. Right midfielder on loan, Matty. I mean, it's difficult because obviously I'm in the second season, so I don't really... all these players that I might end up suggesting might already be at clubs, different clubs, on your save. Whenever you're ready, game, show some place. What sort of player role do you play, Matty? Wingers? Wide midfielders? I'm guessing with your sort of system, I would probably play a wide midfielder on attack, like, to be honest. Anti-football. Wide midfielder just seems like a good little measure for that. Augustin Almendra might be a good shout. He always turns pretty well if you've got the money for him. A lot of the players that end up showing on these lists are non-EU nationals, which does cause work permit problems. But if you do have the money for Augustin Almendra, I would highly recommend that. Verlinden from Stoke City. He's usually a pretty nifty player. Play right midfield. You've got no chance of Bukayo Saka, I don't think, and not in the first season. Winger support. Verlinden is a good shout if he's available and if Stoke City are willing to loan him out. There's always Arjen van der Heerde. Couldn't quite capitalise on him on this save, but I only paid like 100k with Barnsley for him. Collardo's a good player. More of an inverted winger than a winger though. Got a couple of workhorse midfielders there in Portugal. Thiago Gouveia, Gouveia, and Bruno Tavares from Sporting Lisbon. I would check them out. See if any of them are available for you in the first season. A couple of them are a bit young, mine, so they might end up being too young for you to be able to sign in the first season. Right then, so next it is Reading at home. If we can return to winning ways in the league, that will be absolutely fantastic after a little bit of a disappointing defeat against Everton on penalties. But we can hold our head up high. They are currently sitting in 18th, whilst we are sitting in 2nd position. We are favourites for today's game. And we are starting to return to some sort of normality in terms of injuries. Esposito is still out. Jose Gomes, Marcinski's out. So Denver Hume comes in at left back. Batista Meyer and Jack Clark return to the starting 11. Our champion. Van der Heerde is an absolute god, but Almendra, he's a proper workhorse midfielder. I love him. He'll be exactly perfect for the sort of anti-football style you're playing, I think. All about the work rate, all about the teamwork. Yes, off. First highlight of the game, Batista Meyer with a corner. He's whipped in back post to Ballymumba to Clark. Oh, we can't quite get our heads on. We will return to 2D. Nice dominant performance by us so far in the first 13 minutes. We don't have the goal to show for it, but it might come. Kalisa picks up the ball in the defence, plays it to Armeni nice and calmly. Nobody losing the ball in the middle of the park. Andre Anderson to Batista Meyer. Jack Clark. Oh, he heads it on the bar. Close one. Batista Meyer with a corner. Kalisa. Oh, it's offside. 15 minutes in and we are banging on the door. "25 minutes gone. Denver Hume on the left hand side. Andre Anderson. Got players on the right hand side if he wants to use them. Jack Clark, namely, to Ivan Lopez. Tries to whip it in. Andre Anderson. And in. His 9th goal of the season. Whilst Esposito is out, Antonin will play. And he is playing very, very well. Batista Meyer doing well here. Cutting in to Clark, to Ivan Lopez. And Andre Anderson. Feeds it through to Antonin, we'll say. Even though it was probably a strike by Anderson. Dobson to Mumba. Bally, lovely little switch there for Batista Meyer. He does manage to keep it in. Back to Denver Hume. He whips it in. Andre Anderson's there. 2-0. 2-0. Reading. They are the only side currently interested in Ballymumba, but Ballymumba would be a fool to swap us for Reading right now. But Andre Anderson is very much coming into his own ever since the injuries sort of happened. He's the only one who's managed to stay fit. And he's definitely benefiting from more game time as... Oh, he's disallowed. Kalisa almost getting his 3rd goal in 4 games from centre-back. 2 minutes of added time before the second half. Sunderland 2, Reading 0. Absolutely delighted with how things are going. Ideally, we can keep it going for the second half. Maybe get another couple of goals. But if it ends up finishing Sunderland 2, Reading 0, I would be more than pleased with that. It doesn't look like Reading are really coming for us here. Playing on the counter, playing a very playing defensive now. I mean, they do understand the 2-0 down, right? What is the point in that? Right, we'll look to make our 3 subs. Clark can come off for Lyndon Gooch. Batista Meyer is coming off one way or the other. We'll put Anton in on the left-hand side. We're bringing on Charlie White in the the Championship. How about it? Luke 09 comes on for Andre Anderson in attacking midfield. Resting our 3 most tired players. Please don't concede now and make me look like an absolute mug. I would love to see Charlie White score. Luke O'Nien to Ivan Lopez on this right-hand side. Back to Luke O'Nien. Is he going to strike? Oh, he gets dispossessed by Ajaria. And he can set away Zhao up top. He's only got one man to beat, really. Kalisa does well. Back out to Richards. It's whipped in. Oh, Redden hit the post. Only a few minutes to go in this game. And it looks like it's another 3 points at the Stadium of Light for us, which is fantastic. Are Redden going to get the consolation? Because even if they score here, I don't believe they're scoring 2. Lovely through ball for Stablecki. He's in behind. He does bury it. Well, let's go defensive. I am a little bit nervous now. Time is ticking away, and now we have it. Sunderland 2, Redden 1. Disappointing to concede the way we did just there, but a nice 3 points. Bristol City at home next. Hoping for another sort of similar performance. And Bristol City will be my final game of this stream. Thank you very much for everybody who has joined. And double thank you for contributing in the chat, those of you who did. I really appreciate it. I'm relatively pleased with how things have gone this stream. Obviously the Newcastle defeat wasn't my favourite game so far in this save, but we have won the vast majority of our games. Made it a good way through, almost halfway through December. Should only be 6 or 7 games remaining before we get to the January transfer window, where we are hoping to make some significant improvements. In terms of the league table, we are sitting in second, 1 point behind West Brom sitting top, with a game in hand. 1 point ahead of Newcastle sitting in third, with a game in hand as well. So if we win that, we will finish today's episode top of the group, if this is the game we are currently missing. Bristol City are in 10th, so they are no mugs. Josh Scowen is kicking up a fuss. George Dobson sorts it out though, so we don't need to worry about it. Oh, Conor McLaughlin's out for 2 months. I will back up right back. That's not ideal, but we do have Luke O'Nien as our third choice right back, who can easily slot in there and do a very good job for us. I will ask to postpone that match. Got too many international players on our books, which is causing us a little bit of problems in terms of our fixtures, and we might end up losing a couple of falling a couple of games behind a lot of teams in this league because of that. Right, what are we doing? We need Luke O'Nien on the bench because we don't have Conor McLaughlin. I would like Scowen on the bench as well for Max Power. Oh, actually, do I want Max Power on the bench? No, I don't. No, I don't. Come on then, boys. Final game for today. Let's have a big win. Or just a win. I'm not greedy. I would like another Antonin goal though. He has proven himself to be highly effective in our system. Whilst Esposito has been out for about 7 weeks now. All in with these 2 injuries. Not an ideal way to start, really. Batista Maya scoring an own goal. I do want to say this actually. Palmer with a free kick. I mean, it's a great striker's finish. It's a great header for Bristol City. Not so hot for us. We are going up the tempo on this game. 20 minutes gone. Clark to Andre Anderson. Dobson to Ballymumba. Come on, boys. Don't lose it there. We do play it about well. Nice 1-2 touch stuff. Antonin. Good save by David Bentley. I'm assuming it's David. I will scout in Bosco just after this game. Oh, another free kick to Bristol City. Oh, they go very close to going 2-0 up. That is not a good look for us. They're playing defensively as well, so we're going to have to take the game to them and look to break them down. As Batista Maya with the free kick. Antonin. Come on. Another free kick. Batista Maya again. It's cleared. Jack Clark keeps it in. He shoots. Oh, he goes inches wide. Come on, boys. Sunderland 0, Bristol City 1's not an ideal way to end this half. Armini. Come on, Andre. Plays it back to Ivan Lopez. Put it back left wing. Jose Gomes. Finds Batista Maya. Great little pass that. Jack Clark's back post. To Ivan Lopez. Gets past his man. Oh, he can't get it on target either. Sunderland 0, Bristol City 1. An own goal being our own undoing. Won't ask for more from the boys. We're already attacking. We've already playing pretty gung-ho to try and get a goal back in this game. As you can see, Antonin's on a 6.1 rating, which isn't great. Nagy to O'Dowd on this left-hand side for Bristol City. Being marked well by Lopez. Great challenge. And we do actually come away with the ball. Ivan continues his run down this right-hand side. He gets past his man. Plays in Antonin. Come on. What a finish. He might be on a 6.1, but he's still got a clinical finish in his locker should he get the opportunity. And that is his 10th goal of the season. And I believe this is his 10th start in the championship. So he's doing pretty well. Great finish that. I'm going to stick with the system as we've got now. We are causing them all sorts of problems. Batista Maya with the corner. Calais is there. Oh, Andre Anderson can't get on the edge of it. Now this is going to be the issue. O'Dowd countering for Bristol City. Plays through Nagy over the top. Can we get the challenge in beforehand? We certainly can. 35 minutes remaining. I want a winner. Might be an idea to bring on Luke 09 for Ivan. Jack Clark for Lyndon Gooch. Completely changed that right wing setup. Although they're playing pretty well. They are our two most tired players. 15 minutes to go. Come on, boys. Get me a winner here. I'm going very attacking. I don't care. That's not happening. Come on, boys. They've been set up defensively this whole game. And we just haven't been able to break them down efficiently. And we are going to draw 1-1 with Bristol City. It's not the end of the world. It's not the worst result. But you would hope we get 3 points from that game most times. So we are going to finish today's stream. I will quickly scout Bosco's suggestion, Lovrich. Who I'm sure I've heard of. Is it Christian Lovrich? There's the scout report there. 3-star current, 4-star potential. 1.4 to 1.9 million. He looks decent. It might be an option in January, Bosco. We are having a little bit struggles with our attacking players and injuries. But yeah, lads, that is going to be the end of it today. I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow. I very well might be. But if I'm not live tomorrow, you will definitely catch me on Monday. So if you're not subscribed, get yourself subscribed. Turn on the notification bell and you will be alerted whenever I go live. Hopefully next episode we can get Esposito banging them in again. As Antonin doesn't know if he wants to continue improving or going down. But anyway, lads, thank you for watching. And I will catch you next time. Scrub Gamer, it's usually in the afternoon. Between 12 and 2 is the usual start times. And I can approach him in January, Bosco, for an approach. Is that right? Yeah, I can. I will certainly have a look at that, Bosco. Thank you for watching. Take it easy.